Alright folks, welcome back. You send me your seed and I try to figure out how you could have possibly lost. This is Balatro every day, and today, Love Supreme suggested playing on the Nebula deck. In my opinion, one of the more difficult decks. You do start with the telescope, but you can't necessarily get a lot of value from the telescope in the early game. Specifically, you may not have enough money for very many celestial packs. The celestial packs might not even show up, and if you do have the money and you do have the celestial packs, then the hand that you play in the early game may not be the hand that you want to play forever. For example, you might not be able to play pairs in the early game until you have some kind of jokers that support it. So we're going to give it a try. Here's Gold Stake Nebula Deck. Okay, boss is spades. In the first round, we can go try to do a clubs flush. If we want to try to get a flush, we could discard the diamonds and go for the clubs. There's 10 clubs left, only 9 diamonds left. I think I'm going to go for the high cards instead. King, Queen, Jack means we could possibly get a straight as another backup draw. And we get 3 jacks. Actually, we get rewarded. There's the King High Straight. There you go. On the Nebula deck, if you play a straight in the first round, that's your most played hand. The hand that you played one time, and then if the first shop has a Celestial pack, you can take a Saturn card right away. Guaranteed Saturn, that's pretty good. The first booster pack is always a Buffoon pack, so the second booster pack maybe is only a Celestial pack a quarter of the time. Maybe you could get a Celestial pack in the second shop. Let's see here. I like the Hiker if I'm playing 5-card hands. I like the Hiker if I'm playing flushes specifically. The Hiker rewards you for playing the same cards repeatedly, so if you're playing flushes, you can just pick a suit and just keep playing that same suit. I think maybe I prefer Golden Joker more. I prefer having the early game money. Some consideration for taking the Buffoon pack here instead. These two don't really give us points, and so maybe I want to pick up some kind of Joker that gives me points. Probably I'm going to take Golden Joker here, and then in the big blind, we can get the 450. There is some risk, but pretty sure we can do it. So take the money and go next. I guess there's also the potential risk if you don't open the first Buffoon pack, you might not find a Joker in time for the boss. Something to consider. Natural, let's go 7s and 2s as a full house. Now what? We could go for a clubs flush is possible. I have 10s and 6s as a full house. We already played a full house, so out of consideration for that telescope, let's play the ace-high flush instead. Okay. There we go. Love Supreme did say that there was a supernova, so I guess we take that. It's a scaling, stacking, plus more Joker, no problem. Now we can start trying to make pairs happen. You could take Smiley Face here. The boss here, we probably can't win with only pairs. But what we can do is we can play a pair 3 times and finish with some kind of 5-card hand. If I take Smiley Face here and I do play this face card pairs, we can probably win with just pairs and get the maximum supernova value, but it does cost us extra money to do that for this perishable. I think if it wasn't perishable, you take Smiley Face here. Because it's perishable, let's just go next. I can start with a pair of kings and try to get rid of some of these low cards, I guess. So pair of kings plus 1 mult is only 100 points. I could play a straight as my 5-card hand. I could dig for, I don't know, it could be a lot of things better than that. I could end with a flush. Could be a clubs flush. How about, do I want to play the diamonds? Or sorry, do I want to play the pair of 2s? I think I'm going to, since I have the pair of 2s, let's play the pair of 2s, noting that it's not going to be very many points. I think I play the pair of 7s and try to get one more club. Alright, we do get the clubs for the flush. The pair is not going to win, so let's just play the flush. And then that's good enough supernova value for this round. Okay, 16 bucks. Riffraff we don't take as an eternal. This boss says play 5 cards. There's an investment tag. Let's see. Since we did play enough pairs, we could take a celestial pack here. We could take a standard pack here. I would say if I didn't have Golden Joker, I wouldn't take a standard pack here. But because we have Golden Joker, because we have this investment tag coming up, probably we do take a standard pack here. In general, your strategy is going to be just don't spend more than you earn per round. And so our earnings per round are we have some reward money plus some hands, but we're using all of our hands for our supernova. We have some extra money from interest, but not a lot of interest. Maybe $2 or $3 plus the reward money plus Golden Joker. And so all of those things together, you know, maybe $8 to $10 per round. I can afford a standard pack here. I could also consider taking the celestial pack. Not every shop is going to have a celestial pack. I think if investment tag is not here, I think no matter what, take the celestial pack. No matter what. And then that way I could just do supernova with level 2 pairs is enough to win, and I don't have to worry about playing other hands. Like in the previous round we did play that straight. So we take celestial pack no matter what. I guess black hole could be useful. Do we also want this standard pack? I think with Golden Joker we can afford it. We could take a blue 8. Okay, go next. Alright, I can start with a pair of kings. I want to try to play high pairs, which are going to be worth more chips. I can play a pair of 10s. I think the next pair might win if I play these pair of jacks. So now I could discard for some lower pairs, try to get a pair of 4s. I do get a pair of 4s. We'll play the pair of 4s trying not to win, and then finish with a pair of jacks. Okay. And using Mercury here should be fine. Alright, now we got 13 bucks. Jumbo Celestial guaranteed Mercury. We could get Scary Face here. We could try to get seed money. I think I want to skip for the investment tag. And if I skip for the investment tag, then maybe I want Scary Face as a chips joker. Maybe I want a celestial pack as another source of chips. I think we do all of that. So Scary Face and then celestial pack. All right, let's go next. And by next I mean skip. I could play a straight, but I'm gonna try to get the pairs instead. Probably I don't need the face card pairs. Maybe I want to avoid the face card pairs if they're gonna be worth too many points. I should have thrown away the ace since we already threw away an ace. Alright, I can throw away the queen. I can try to get an 8 here or a 7. I have a pair of 9s, so we could try to dig for the blue seal, or we can just ship the pair of 9s. I'm okay with pair of 9s for now. When I have more blue seals on the deck, then we can dig more aggressively. I guess there was Supernova. Supernova counts the number of times that the hand has been played. So against the Psychic, since the Psychic doesn't actually score if you play a 4-card hand, you could play extra pairs there. Just charging up Supernova, scoring 0 points. That's what we should have done, actually. Should have played the 4-card pair. Alright, there's Jolly Joker, there's a banner. This boss is decreased level. That's rude. If we can't win in one pair, we will be quite devastated. I don't think we need a banner as an eternal rental. Maybe if it wasn't a rental, I could take an eternal banner. Maybe if I'm on the Nebula deck and I have the telescope, I don't need a banner at all. We could take Jolly Joker against the boss here, and then that way maybe play 2 pair face cards, something like that. So we take Jolly Joker for sure. We can try an Arcana pack looking for Hermit. I get Temperance for 8 bucks, or I can make some lucky cards. I could make some gold cards. I think I would prefer a gold queen. How about that? And then we have extra money for another standard pack. Could be a purple 6. Probably gold card, blue seal. Do I need a purple 6? Not really. On the Nebula deck, we only have one consumable slot anyway. I guess I will take it. Go next. Alright, I can play a pair of 10s. Let's play the pair of 3s because it's weaker. I can discard purple. Probably Empress is not super important for us to do. If I play the 10s here, do the 10s win? Maybe. I can play the 5s instead. That's a little bit less on purpose. I can play the 10s now. I think the Empress... Against this boss, I could just save the Empress, but I might use it here. On the face cards. I want to be able to beat the boss with as few pairs as possible. We get a red card. Okay, that's helpful. 2 booster packs here. Probably you want to take the Celestial pack to get that Mercury card. We can also look inside a standard pack. Lucky King is not something that we need. Do we want to go Celestial pack here or save our money for interest? I think we save. Let's go next. Alright, I can play a pair of 9s. Could be a pair of 7s, which doesn't win, and then you discard the purple seal. Then maybe play the pair of kings. Judgment? Sure. Devious Joker, maybe not important for us to do. Alright, there's a pair of kings. We could... Maybe Devious Joker is something that we do against the boss. I don't know. A little bit late for the bus. We already have red card. We already have Supernova. Let's go Arcana first. Priestess gives us only one planet card since we are playing on the Nebula deck, so let's skip. And Celestial pack, we could take the pair level. We could skip. I think I'm going to take the pair level. Usually that's what we want to do long term anyway. And maybe I want to take Zany Joker instead of Devious Joker. Maybe I don't have a whole lot of faith in the straight. We'll see. So this is a straight we can play, which gets de-leveled, but then we have Devious Joker and red card, basically. Okay, I guess I want to try to play 2 pair with face cards if possible. Could be jacks and 9s. I would be willing to play 1 pair if we get the blue seal. I don't think I want to play... we could play 2 pair one more time. Alright, I have the pair of kings, I guess. Gets de-leveled, but then we have the blue seal value, so it's fine. Okay, one more round on Scary Face is okay. Since we already have level 6 pairs, giving us plenty of chips. We have clearance sale, we have 2 booster packs. Probably we want clearance sale. Do we sell Scary Face now? Preemptively? Do we sell Devious Joker now? Maybe. Sorry, what was this boss again? Debuffed cards. Okay, so I can sell both of these, then we get clearance sale, then Arcana. Pool for Mercury is fine. I guess we could have made a steel card, but I just want the Mercury cards. Level up my pairs. Do I want this Buffoon pack? Maybe we can't afford it. Maybe I don't need this Jolly Joker, and then we take 2 off the Riff Raff. let's go. If Riffraff gives me stuff that I'm gonna sell, I could go Buffoon Pack here. Could be a free reroll is pretty good, or we can just skip for the red card. I think I'd take a free reroll. Could be a photograph. Okay. Then no Riffraff, no Priestess, go next. Alright. So I don't want the straight. We can play a pair of kings. Currently photograph is +8, which is not a lot, but it doesn't need to be a lot. Let's play the pair of sevens, looking for that blue seal. And then pair of queens. Sure. There we go. Don't need popcorn. Don't need rental golden ticket. Could try another standard pack. Sure. Could be 8 of spades. Okay, go next. So now let's play the pair of tens. Pair of threes. Alright, I could discard the king. Maybe we should have kept the king. There's the pair of queens. We can use the mult card and then it's fine. That's it. Alright, Mercury's good. We could square up. Maybe if you have the blue seals and you have the telescope, maybe this is not something that you need to do. But I kind of like doing, right? So, yeah, I guess, do I go Spectral Pack first? Could be an Onk in here. Could be a Hex in here. Let's go Spectral Pack first. Familiar for enhanced face cards. Could get a purple seal, maybe purple seal 10, I think. Alright, so pick up square. Chariot, not super important for us to do, but maybe for those blue seals. You know what? With the Spectral Pack, I might have skipped for the red card. Alright, we got Hermie here. So we can make a glass queen and then we can skip. Or sorry, we can make a gold queen. I'd rather have the money generator than the glass card. Though with photograph, the glass cards are stronger. Go one more. Vampire, I think I don't want if I'm doing the photograph. Because photograph you can combo with glass cards and steel cards, and then maybe you don't want to take the vampire into those conditions. Maybe we go one more. That should be fine. Previously played is debuffed. So let's play the pair of fives. I should have squared up, right? How about a pair of sevens? The next one wins. We can discard purple. After we make a steel card, we could discard first. We get punished for holding on to the chariot. Maybe the chariot was a little bit greedy and unnecessary. Oh well. On the Nebula deck, of course, we only have one consumable slot. So let's play the pair of kings. I just wanted to use my chariot on my blue seals. Oh well. Oh, okay. We could do that. This boss has no repeat hand types. Okay. So I suppose you could... if I've got that, maybe we get rid of the red card here. Okay. Standard pack. Could get a gold seal 8 to go with the Chad. We already have the blue seal 8s, so maybe it makes sense to do that. And Celestial Pack we know guarantees Mercury. We can take the hand size and go next. Alright, so start with a pair of 4s. Start with the hands we know aren't going to win. We can play a pair of aces. Then discard purple. Justice. Okay. I don't know if I need to do that yet. I could play 8 as a high card for the money. We could make a glass queen, I guess. And then play the kings. I should have mentioned this. If square wasn't a foil, I don't think you're supposed to take the square. But because it's a foil, has a head start on the chips. We could go Hermie. Stuntman. Now we definitely don't need the stuntman if we already have the square. And we already have 130 chips on our pairs. Could be Justice again. Alright, let's go Arcana. I could make a glass Jack here. I could make a glass Queen. Let's go glass Jack. And then this 8, I'm actually going to turn it into a rock. So it'll be easier to get the Chad value. Before we go Arcana, we can reroll again. Could be Burger for extra hands. Is good with Supernova, but maybe I don't want to give up a Joker slot. Let's go Arcana first. We could do one of these, I guess. Interessante. Alright, well, let's find something worth copying. Empress we can copy and sell, basically. Alright, how about a pair of 7s with a gold seal? Alright, how about discard the 10s? Get a moon. Okay. I don't think I want this glass Jack. I could play high card 9 just to square up. I would like to avoid playing the queens, but we probably end up playing the queens. I can play the 8s because we are playing on the Nebula deck and we only have 1 slot. And then now we can play the pair of kings, and that should be enough. Okay, so Mercury is fine. There's a Magician. We can make a bunch of lucky cards. I don't think I need a bonus Jack. I don't think I need a red seal 3. Moon, abstract, wheel. Could make a bunch of wheels with Plinko. I think I'm gonna go Magician and go next. No repeats. Alright, so we can start with 2 pair just to square up. Yep. I could. We want to finish with a pair. We can play high card 7 here. Just got to draw our face cards. I can play 3 2s. Then we can use the Magician and discard purple. Justice. Okay. Do we play the glass queen? Do we play the lucky kings? I think we do play the glass queen here. Better safe than pregnant. I could make a glass king. I could use Plinko to copy Justice. That's kind of spicy. So let's ship it. Ow. Alright. Mercury, sure. Standard pack, probably. We don't need anything here. Could take another glass jack, I guess. This boss. Base cards are debuffed. Alright. How about I play a pair of aces? Pair of threes. Pair of twos. Any face card pair wins. I don't need both blue seals. I maybe want the rock. Okay. I can make this jack into glass. I guess I could play two jacks that are not glass. I could turn the king. Yeah, let's go glass here. Okay, so play this pair with the rock. Should be enough. Okay. Did we get that Mercury card? Okay. Another Mercury here. This Arcana we could reroll first. Looking for tarot cards, could get Strength. Okay, Fool for Mercury, could take 20 bucks, we could hang them. I like the idea 10 and Queen. We can make one extra king, we can make one extra jack. That seems fine. So strengthen, and I think 5 and 4 we just hang them rather than taking 20 bucks here. Sure. Go next. Alright, we got some purple seals. Let's play pair of aces first. Maybe I can get a pair of kings. If we hit the plus 20 on the kings, I'm going to be sad. So let's discard purples first. We get another Hermie. We can discard purple here. And we get a rock. So I could stone the 5s, I guess. So here's what I'm thinking. Play these. I don't need the glass jack. I could throw away a 5. Never lucky. Alright, Celestial Pack gives us another Mercury. Gift card would be great here, except we got Plinko in the way. Could be take a gold queen. That's a fancy enough queen. I feel like maybe that's something that I want to turn into glass. Hierophant, nope. Let's go next. Alright, I could play a pair of threes. I could play a pair of 4s, throwing away a jack and a queen, I guess. Could be discard purple. So I could play the pair of 5s. I could make one of them into glass. I don't need judgment. Yeah, pair of 5s seems fine. And then we can win with a pair of aces. So let's go Justice here. Maybe I'm supposed to go Justice on 10s instead, since 10s can become jacks later. Anyway, here's a pair. $140 chips on the square. 42 pairs played for the Supernova. Okay. This boss, by the way, face down after played. Extra hand size seems worth it. Go next. How about a pair of 7s? We can finish with the Lucky King. Pair of aces. Discard purple. Emperor for 1 card. I could play the lucky pair right now. I could play the pair of 2s first. If I play the pair of 2s, I could put the gold seal in front. And then get that lucky card value. Yum. Alright, Mega Celestial Pack. We could take a Mars card, since it's a Mega. Could be a Gold Seal King is kind of fun, but we can skip the rest. Just looking for more tarot cards in the shop, but that's okay. We already have Plinko making Justice cards. Pair of 7s. Pair of 2s. Pair of the 9s. Or... Now this is fine. So that's 30,000. I do have a king. Maybe what I want to do is last king here. And then that way I can play this pair. That should work. Cool. Alright, so we don't need Huesos here. Probably that's... maybe that's better than Plinko. Get rid of Plinko, take Huesos here, and then Huesos protects you against a lot of bosses. Maybe then you can't lose after that point. Take a Chariot here as another thing to copy with Plinko. I don't know if I actually want that many steel cards. Go next. Face down after played. So we can start with a pair of 4s. Sure. Save our discards. Follow up with a pair of 8s. This is probably not an 8. Sorry, a pair of 9s. Probably discard the face down cards now. I could figure out what this is. This is diamonds. So it has to be an ace of diamonds. I have a pair of aces here. If I do this, it's not going to score as many points. And then we can discard the face cards again. Alright, what are we looking at? Could be play the Glass King. Could be play the Glass Jacks. Alright, we got 6 kings, 6 jacks. I have more Glass Jacks than I have Glass Kings. Maybe I play the kings. Like that. Okay. Okay, Burnt Joker we don't need. This boss is extra large. Could take another jack, could take another, could be a steel card, could be purple seal. I think at this point unnecessary. Fool for Mercury. Or could use a fool for another justice card. So it could be a glass Jack here. Maybe keep the Fool. And then don't make a gold card here. Just skip and go next. Could take Blackboard instead of Plinko. Eh. Alright, so if we want, we can discard purple after playing the 8s. I can play a pair of 5s. I want to finish with the gold seal. Yeah, so I've got 4 glass jacks. I can use the Fool here. Then discard purple. Emperor. Sure. Magician on some lucky 6s could be. Unlucky. How about play the kings? Okay. Could be Celestial Pack. Take a Mercury card. Don't need the boot. Don't need the dice. I can strengthen a pair of 9s. Not the best strength we've ever done. Could be Burger here for some extra hands against the boss. Instead of Plinko. Eh. How about a pair of 7s? Here are the 8s. Pair of 4s with a rock. Oh, I still have that 1 gold seal rock in the deck. Forgot about that. Lucky 6s we can discard. I have glass kings. I don't need the jacks here. Play the glass kings. Take a Mercury card. Level 24 pairs. Alright, standard pack. Don't need a queen. Before we go Arcana, we can reroll. Maybe Arcana now. So I do get strength if I want to make another jack and another king here. That's fine. Alright. That's it. Alright. So I'm pretty sure I want to do... Let's see. Let's play a pair of 6s. Let's play a pair of 10s. Put the gold seal on that one. Let's discard the kings. I can discard 1 more king. Bummer. Alright, so we could square up a little bit. I know I didn't do it on the other hands. How about this? Glass jack. One, 2, 3, 4, but then the 5 is better. Chip it. Crunchy. Alright. If it were a different final boss, let's say Verdant Leaf, you just sell Plinko. Random Joker disabled, probably fine, since we have Supernova wasn't really pulling much weight there at the end. Square Joker, Plinko. It's really just the photograph and the Chad, I guess. Chad is always good. Chad is always good because you can re-trigger, let's say, gold seals and lucky cards, and even just re-triggering stone cards is very powerful. You can re-trigger glass cards even if you don't have the photograph. That's how we were able to beat the plant. So the plant, of course, you debuff all the face cards, but we can just make something else into glass. Photograph you don't always take. So if you don't have the Chad, then the photograph is just, in this position, it's plus 26. That's it. But my supernova is plus 64. But if I get, ×2 from the photograph, if you have a red seal, then okay, then it's going to be doubled again, and that's going to be another plus 52 or something like that. Overall, 26 and 52, it's like plus 70 something, right? That's very powerful, but maybe red seals are kind of rare. Maybe it's more likely that you get just a glass card, but a glass card kind of just the same thing, right? You play the one face card, double it, and then after it's been doubled once, then the next doubling will do a lot more. That's that kind of exponential growth, ×2, ×2, ×2, over and over again. So I would say photograph maybe really depends on what level your hands are. If you have, let's say, blue seals, if you have something like the telescope on the Nebula deck, then okay, I can pretty reliably get my hands high level, and then if I have high level hands, I don't need the Chad necessarily. I could just do photograph plus glass is like a pretty powerful combination, or photograph plus steel cards is like a pretty powerful combination. Pairs are probably the worst hand for this. Maybe straights are probably the best hand for this, because straights, each Saturn cards gives you +3 molt, compared to each Mercury card only gives you +1 molt. And then of course, okay, if you have the combination, the Chad and the photograph, then it's absurdly powerful. But what I'm saying is, early on, I don't always take the photograph. Early on, I almost always take the Chad for value generation, being able to copy money makers. And then maybe you find the photograph, maybe you don't. Chad is still good either way. Chad also gives you, in the early game, extra chips. If you play a face card, that's going to be +20 chips, which in the early game is a lot, to help you get your pairs build online. I think that's it. The Chad, you want those value generators, you also want those early game chips. And then in the end game, maybe you can do something silly with Plinko. Anyway, this one, I would say the sequence of bosses that we had were pretty rough. So you have, let's see here, decreased level of poker hand. That means you're probably not able to play the same hand repeatedly. Normally in the early game, once you get that pair build online, your plan is to play 4 pairs every round. Maybe I don't want to play 4 pairs per round if it's going to send my pair level to 0. The thing that's different between Supernova versus Bus and Green Joker, Bus, Green Joker, Red Joker, or sorry, Red card, you can apply that molt to any hand, whereas Supernova only applies to the one hand. So if you go all in on Supernova, then the boss says that you can't repeat, then that's going to be rough. Or you could get the boss that's literally no repeats. That's going to be rough. How do you kind of insulate yourself against that? Well, it depends on the timing. It depends on when the boss shows up. If the boss shows up early, no repeats is usually not that bad, because you can collect some generic +10 molt Joker, some +15 Joker, some +30 chips, or something like that. You can make this work in the early game. In the end game, it's tough, especially if you're relying on something like Supernova. And so maybe what you want to set up, you want to set up some kind of glass hand, some kind of steel hand. If you do make glass cards, it's tough to get enough Justice cards. It's tough to get enough glass cards. I would say most gold stake runs I end with maybe only 2 or 3 glass cards in the whole deck. And if you only have 2 or 3 glass cards out of 54, it's going to be tough to draw those specifically. Draw the 2 glass cards in the same hand. That's going to be tough, but not impossible, I guess. Anyway, things to look out for, certain bosses, how to beat them. Take care, everyone.